So we'll just go ahead, put back on our dual screen. You can see it's very snappy, works great. This thing is nuts.
Let's start unboxing of the Ottocast Otto AI Box D3 Pro. This is, guys, the top of the line. Welcome to the Trail Boss Squad. My name's John, and we're shining the light of Christ one ride at a time. And today, guys, we are back with Ottocast with their Ottoscreen AI. Guys, this is a huge external screen that runs Android Auto or CarPlay and all your favorite apps as well. This thing is surely going to be amazing, and I can't wait to show you everything that it does. Let's go ahead and unbox it. So we have the Ottocast Ottoscreen AI. This is the 32 gigabyte model. I'm really excited about this. This is something I haven't really been too aware of in the past, but these external Android Auto screens are really cool, and if there is a good one, I guarantee it's by Ottocast. Ottocast is my favorite AI box maker. I've just had really good luck with them and great compatibility, and so I know that this product will also be fantastic. So what exactly is this? Well, this is a screen that you can put anywhere. You can have it on your desk or wherever you want, but it's really intended to be for your vehicle. We'll have a mount here, and we can take that screen off, and we'll have access to Android Auto, CarPlay, our favorite streaming apps. This will really do what you wanted your car screen to do. And if you don't have a car screen, well, that's really where this comes in. Now, I've done a lot of radio installs on my channel, and those things can really be a pain. We've got here a mount, some double-sided tape. It says you want to clean and, let this sit for 24 hours before you really put any weight on it. Let it really solidify. We've got our car adapter here, and also comes with a nice little pass-through, so you're not going to actually miss out on anything. And if you want to, you can hook up to your car's radio with an aux cable, but the best way to do it is through Bluetooth. We also have here a user manual. Now, generally, this is just going to be kind of a plug it in and Bluetooth your phone to it, Bluetooth your car to it, and you are ready to go. But this is quite extensive if you want it. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at our screen. Very nice, laminated all the way across. Got some vents here, a power button. We've got our mounting here. We've got some connections here. We've got our USB-C. We've got an AV-in, so that'd be like for a backup camera. We've got that auxiliary, which would be for sound, and then we've also got an SD card slot for loading your own personal media onto there. So this is just going to be simple as plug this thing into your car, put it on the mount, and get to having fun. Let's go ahead and plug this in and see what it's all about. So we've got our USB-C here. Now, if you have a USB to USB-C cable, yes, you can definitely use that instead of using the included car cable. And we see immediately we have life. Go ahead and zoom us in a little bit. Try to point the screen where it doesn't have a glare. And at least on this screen, it's very nice looking, guys. And now we have this thing booted up. We can see we've kind of got everything kind of, I guess, split into two different halves. Oh man, look how buttery smooth this is. That is really nice. Now I accidentally clicked something. I don't know what. But that is nice. Maybe it was a camera button. So you can hook up a backup camera or front-facing camera to this if you want. And it wasn't included, but you've definitely got that option. This does have a built-in GPS. You've got this Super Link, which can put your CarPlay or Android Auto onto here. We've got Google Gemini. We should have access to the Google Play Store. And so whatever you want on here, you can have it. Let's go ahead and go to settings. Let's actually go to Wi-Fi first. And we are going to turn that on. And we're going to go ahead and hook this up to the internet. You may want to hook it up to your hotspot or to your vehicle's internet. But I'm going to go ahead and sign in, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we've got connected to the internet. We want to just look and see what all we actually have on here. So first thing I actually want to do is go to System Update. And it says that we already have the latest version. I want to click Check Online again, just because I want to double check and make sure what it looks like we're already there. We can go home. Like I said, you can hook that, you can push that camera button if you've got a camera on this. Of course, we've got YouTube. I'm really surprised at how smooth this experience is. And so let's just see if we can go ahead and watch anything. The Trail Boss Squad. So we see that worked great. There is an internal speaker in here, so that's really nice. And we can see some of the cool videos that our channel has. Yes, you can just click on it. You'll probably get an advertisement, but you know, nothing too out of the ordinary. And we see we've got this huge screen for YouTube. We can make it big. Look how big that is, guys. Now, if you just had this sitting on your desk or something, there's a little floating button here that you can use. Now, we can click this to talk to it. There we go. We got to set it up, but right there, that floating button, you can have access to Google Gemini. I'll sign in here in just a second. Also, what I want to show you is if you click this button, now you can have two applications side by side. Now, why would you want this? Well, you can have your Android Auto or CarPlay on one side and YouTube on the other, and you can be navigating while your favorite show is playing, while you're traveling down the road. That's really neat and awesome. And we see when we go home, once we split it, it kind of keeps that. Click that again, and it'll just go all the way to 1. So that's nice. Okay, so I've done two major things. I went to the Play Store, signed in, got all my apps updated, and I also hooked up to Android Auto. Okay, so I have hooked this up to Android Auto, and it should look very familiar to what you're probably used to seeing. Now, I actually want to turn the brightness up, so I can click that button. I can go right there, and now I've got, you know, a lot brighter screen to look at. Of course, you may want to change that as you're going down the road. Now, you can, obviously, if you're used to this, click and see the traffic, or if you don't want to see the satellite imagery, you can just see, you know, more of that just classic, you know, two-tone color. You can click your maps, make it full screen, and so now you've got probably the best GPS screen money could buy. But also, we can click here and go home, and then we've still got this whole tablet experience. Now, let's try to do our double screen. We will see we've got Android Auto over here, and now we can pick whatever we want. It's almost like splitting our entire device in half. And so yes, you can click on YouTube, and yes, you can play it. And so now we've got YouTube and Android Auto at the same time, and it looked really good.
Welcome to the Trail Boss Squad. My name's John, and we're shining the light from.
And so you may think, I don't really want to listen to it through these speakers. Now, these speakers aren't bad. They sound about like your smartphone does. And like I said, you can have this on your desk to watch YouTube or anything, which is really neat. But like I said, it is primarily for the vehicle. But I know we're using Android Auto to connect to this, but now we can put this in the car, and this will connect to the Bluetooth. And so it almost daisy chains from your phone to this, and from this to your car. And so this would be completely hands-free. You can hear everything through the radio, and I'll show you that in a little bit. First, I want to show you a couple of settings that I want to do. So let's go ahead and take that off of full screen. And we're going to go back to our home screen, and we're going to go to settings. Now, I don't want all my buttons way over here if I'm going to be in the driver's seat. So when we go to settings, we can look and see we've got a few different options. We can go to sidebar, and we can pick whether we want it to be left or right. Also, on our split screen, if we pick fixed display, we can choose what always pops up on this side. And so if you're not going to use Android Auto, you only ever want YouTube over there, you can actually pick that. Or only want Netflix, you can pick that. Now, I'm actually going to leave it on Android Auto, but I would prefer it to be on this side. Well, whichever side your control buttons are is the side the fixed app will be on. And so let's go back and let us change the sidebar position to the left. Now when we go to our fixed display, we'll see that it's over here on the right. And we can actually prove that. We'll click that button, and immediately we have our Android Auto on this side, and then whatever we were messing with over here. And so if we hit home, it should just control this side of the screen. We can go to YouTube, and now we've flopped everything over. I would recommend having your navigation on this side, you know, and your entertainment on that side, so your passenger can be watching it, because obviously we don't need to be watching this while we're going down the road. But you can, just be careful. And so we really do have an amazing device here. Now, this device does not come with a camera, but you can get one, and I'll have a link in the description for one. But if you have a backup camera that has one of these, if I can get it into focus, we can hook it up to here. So how do we go about doing that? Well, we will just turn our device on its side here, and where I showed you right there, we'll just simply plug that in, and we'll do that right now. And so once we plug it in, now whenever we go to our reverse app, we will see that we have the camera. Now it's going to depend on the quality of your camera, just how good this is. And if you have a camera that has what I call a trigger switch, you can hook this up to your reverse light, and it will immediately come on anytime this gets power. And so you can really use this as your backup camera screen too.
Now because this is not the camera that came with this system, I had to do just a small tweak. I went to setting, and if you go through these settings, you'll see camera settings. This is camera standard setting. It was initially set on 1080p. On this setting, I got this scrambled signal. This camera that I have here should be set to 720p. That was the correct one. And so now you can see that I am here. And so that's really cool. And you can really play with a bunch of these options. And so you know you can actually pick where these go and also reset it. There are all kinds of awesome options to play with. So if you don't have a backup camera handy, I really recommend you pick one up from Ottocast, because it really elevates this experience. This even has a recording function. And so if we put a memory card in here, this can actually record the footage that this videos. And so that's a really awesome feature.
Alright, so we are on our morning commute, and we've got this crazy setup. So we've got this screen right here. I've got my mobile hotspot turned on to it. Of course, we already hooked up Android Auto, so we are completely, on the road. No home hotspot, home Wi-Fi, or anything like that. So we can go ahead, click our Android Auto, and we are here. So we've got access to maps and everything. We can just click our dual screen here.
and we'll be able to pick YouTube. And there we go. Now, check this out.
It's got one of those big nice screens in it, but you can only navigate or something like that, or maybe you can't even do that. Well, if you've got Apple CarPlay or
and so there we go. We've got YouTube and Android Auto going on at the exact same time, going down the road. Yes, it is hooked up to our car speakers. So how did I hook it up to the car speakers? Well, I'd given you, I guess, a little bit of a hint earlier that this was capable of hooking up to multiple Bluetooth devices at once. So we will just go to settings, and then one of the settings is the multiple Bluetooth option. We'll just click that, and or transmit car to Bluetooth. My apologies. You'll click that, and you will pick what you want it to be connected to. Actually, I have mine hooked up to my truck, and so yes, the Android Auto goes from your phone to this screen, and the screen connects through Bluetooth to your car. If you don't have Bluetooth in your car, you can use that auxiliary cable that this came with. And so this thing truly is a game changer, especially if your vehicle doesn't have, Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, or you've just got a little screen or no screen at all. This thing is just absolutely wild. So we'll just go ahead, put back on our dual screen. You can see it's very snappy, works great. This thing is nuts. Now, how did I run my cables? Actually, I've got the USB-C cable that I already had, and I just kind of tucked it back behind here. Your vehicle will probably be pretty similar. You can even get some of these at a right angle if you've got a USB-C or USB-A that's got enough power, and it wouldn't take much to hide these cables. So, what are my final thoughts on the Ottocast Ottoscreen AI? Well, honestly, I think this thing is fantastic. Has so many features. The screen is super responsive. It looks great, even in the daylight. You can see it just fine. I really don't have any issues with this. Now, we've also tested another screen on this channel that doesn't cost as much, but it's not as good either. The other screen doesn't have access to the Google Play Store. This one does. That other one only has a few apps that you can pick. This one has all the apps, any app you want. So if there was one on that other one you couldn't get to, it was just tough luck. With this one, you can actually get any app. So this one is better. This screen is more responsive, but it's not complete victory for the Ottocast, because this one doesn't come with as many accessories. It didn't come with the camera. Yes, you can get the camera. It doesn't come with a window mount. Yes, you can get the window mount separately. And this one costs more. But I think, for the improved response time, and access to the Google Play Store, I think a higher price is warranted. But it's not, like I said, a complete victory. You need to buy this screen. I think if you get this screen, you really want that backup camera. You can record with it. That's almost a mandatory purchase to really get, everything out of this. Now, maybe you don't need that. And so, of course, it's good that it didn't come with that. But I do think that, so far, I've only tested 2 of these screens. This one is the best. So if I want it to be smooth, and I want access to the Play Store, then this is the one you need. But just keep in mind that you may need to get a couple accessories to go with this thing to really maximize the usefulness of it. Thank you so much, Ottocast, for sponsoring this video. If you want one of these, check out the link in this description below. And as always, don't forget, Jesus loves you so much He died for you, and all the honor and glory goes to God. Good night, good trails, and God bless.